Good evening, guys, and welcome back. Today I want to talk about the potential cards or decks that we will get next. We can take a look at all the sets that we are currently on, and we can see which cards are missing to predict what we will get in the next pack come the next month. And the sets that we are basically on right now is Valiant Smashers and Age of Overlord. And we can start with Age of Overlord, even though we basically have completely finished this pack now. As you can see right here, the Supreme King stuff we have just gotten here, the TG stuff we already have, then there's Visa Samsara, the DR Bellstar, and then Snake Eye stuff. Obviously we have the Horror stuff now. We have the stuff for Labyrinth, we have Vanquish Soul stuff, this we have for a long time. We have the new Nouvelle support, the Dark Hole Dragon was there, these cards were in the packs. Master Tao the Chanter is actually a card that is still missing. Will be very interesting for the Horus Chimera deck if this card battles a monster. Neither card can be destroyed per battle, obviously, like all the illusion cards. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one illusion monster in the graveyard except this one, special summon it in defense position. There will be interesting use cases for this in the future. I guess these Shino, they were in some packs. We have the Odd Eye stuff, the Earthbound stuff. Obviously, the Baphomet for the Chimera stuff is also there. It's basically everything that we have here, the XYZ armor stuff. Obviously, Super Star Slayer Typhon Skull Crisis is still missing, and my first prediction is that we will definitely get him in the next pack. A very, very cool card, a bit like the Espinel Knight, very good design if you ask me. You can make this guy if your opponent has made or has summoned 2 times from the extra deck in the turn before. Then you can just overlay this guy over one monster with the highest attack points that you have, and then monsters with 3000 or more attack cannot activate their effects, and you can detach a material from this card and then return 1 card from the field to the hand non-targeting. Very, very strong, very good card in coming back in a difficult game situation, you could say. So if the most effective use case for a Star Slayer Typhon is when the resource situation is very low and your opponent barely can manage to get a really strong boss monster on the field like a Baron de Fleur. And then you can go Star Slayer, get rid of this, and basically reset the game and once again be back in the game, but not winning the game, because Star Slayer Typhon in and of itself doesn't have any other like negation effects. So if your opponent then draws another way to play the game, then the Typhon doesn't really help you at this case or at this point. We have the Little Knight, all the stuff, the TG stuff. We have that all. We have Ram Energy, Wanted, obviously, Temple, all what that belongs to the Snake Eyes archetype. The Sarcophagus here, What Kingdom. We have the Nouvelle stuff. Angelica's Angelic Ring we have for a long time now. Yeah, we basically have everything from here besides the Tau, the Master Chanter, and then the Star Slayer, and maybe 1 or 2 cards here and there that are missing, like the Staring Knight. I also think we don't have the Staring Knight. Not that important though. We are basically done with this set, only a few cards missing here, so we can make a check to that. Obviously Valiant Smashers, which was a set that came in between this pack and the new pack, is the next one that we have to take a look at. We have the Memento stuff, so this is a deck building set. Deck building sets always have 3 archetypes that they support. We have the Memento stuff. We have the Centurion stuff is definitely what would be my second prediction. So I guess you can pretty much safely predict 2 things, and the first thing is that we will get Star Slayer Typhon, and the next thing is that we will get Centurion. This would also make sense with the banishment of King Calamity, because this deck basically does make King Calamity. This is the only thing that this deck really effectively does. I don't even know what we will do with this deck if we don't have the King Calamity anymore. But Centurion, a deck that you can put the Centurion monsters in the spell trap zone, then put them out again on the field as monsters, and then you have your field spell, which gives you the ability, whenever something is summoned, to make a synchro summon into cards like the Legacia and other cards. These are notably level 12 monsters, which means that you can use the Crimson Dragon. If you're not aware, we can quickly check over here to Master Duel Meta, but of course Master Duel Meta loads a long time. But you can use the Crimson Dragon to target this card and then tag out into another level 12 monster, giving you access to a big level 12 synchro pool, which is quite nice. And King Calamity obviously was one of these level 12s before Red Dragon. This one, the Crimson Dragon, right? Because you can make him on your opponent's turn, and then this was able to go into King Calamity on your opponent's turn, and basically it said that your opponent cannot activate any effects. But you can also go into stuff like the Cosmic Quasar Dragon, Blazar Dragon, which is basically either a monster effect negate, a summon negate, or an attack declaration negate, and then it banishes itself, and then it comes back. So it's a negate that comes back every turn. Also level 12, very strong monster that you can also make here with the Centurion stuff, but the case stands that Centurion without the ability to make the lock via the King Calamity will be much weaker, but it's pretty sure that we will get Centurion. I also think we will get Centurion in a more complete version. This will not only be this first wave here, I think we will at least get the second wave with the Centurion stuff, maybe also the third wave that is not even out in the TCG yet. That would definitely make it a bit stronger. You can play the deck, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it will not be as dominant as it was in the TCG. And then obviously the third archetype here is Malmonica that we have just recently got. And the rest here are basically reprints from other cards. So Valiant Smashers, we will get Star Slayer, we will get probably the Centurion archetype, and then we are on Maze of Millennia, then Phantom Nightmare, and Legacy of Destruction. So Maze of Millennia, we have a lot of cards from Maze we already have. We have the Flame Swordsman stuff, I think, all of it. Although we don't have these Flame Swordsman fusion cards, I think, if I'm not mistaken here. Now quickly have to check that. Flame Swordsman. I know that we have gotten, okay, the fusion Flame Swordsman stuff is missing, okay. Then we definitely need to get these. We have cards like the Bonfire, Ashoka Pillar, we have the Earthbound stuff. We have number 1 Affection Basking, a really strong card that is now added into the free pack, and you can pull it quite from there now. Photon Delta Wing we have just gotten. The Earthbound stuff we have, so you can see from here we also have a lot of stuff already, and then these are basically a lot of them are reprints here, retrains. From older cards, we have the Altergeist stuff. Do we have the new Altergeist stuff? I think we have the new Altergeist stuff. Yeah, we have the new Altergeist stuff. So we will definitely get the Flame Swordsman fusion stuff. That's for sure. Maybe even in the next pack to just finish this pack here. Unfortunately, not a really important archetype that will not do anything for the game. But yeah, this is also set we are basically done with, and then it's very interesting because then there's only this is a reprint set, Battles of Legends Chapter 1. Then it's we are basically only missing Phantom Nightmare and Legacy of Destruction. So we are not that far behind the TCG right now, and we have even some cards from Phantom Nightmare already. In Phantom Nightmare, notably, we have the Jubel archetype. I don't personally think that we will get the Jubel archetype in the next pack because I think we will finish all the other little missing parts first. But Jubel is definitely not too far off, even though I think we will get, or we might get one archetype out of this set here in the next pack, but we will come to which one I am talking about. The new Jubel card, Spirit of Jubel, Geistgrinder, Golem, Samsara, Lotus. Then we have the new Raid Raptor stuff, also a very cool new addition to Raid Raptor, being able to make an even stronger boss monster now. We have the Goblin Biker stuff. Goblin Biker, an XYZ archetype that works with level 3 rank 3 cards here. Also an archetype that we will probably see quite soon. Then we have cards like the Snake Eyes Poplar that we already have. We have the new Goatee support, which, if I'm not mistaken, we also do not have at the current moment. Is this only 2 cards? I think there's only 2 cards. Okay, we don't have the new Goatee support. Then you can see the Mementolian stuff and the horror stuff. We already have this. And then there's Voiceless Voice, right? We have Lo, we have Zafira, we have Sora Arvis, and then their spells and traps. I guess the archetype that is mostly far off and that we might get next is Voiceless Voice. I would predict that we get Voiceless Voice before we get Jubel, but I'm not quite sure. This is just me guessing. Then there's definitely the Magispector support that is coming, and EMP Meow Mine. We have cards like this already in the game. Another Voiceless Voice, Skull Guardian, the boss monster, which really will be a very cool animation. This will definitely get the animation. We have the Jubel fusion card here. The Aroma, the new Aroma stuff. Have we skipped this? Is this also in here? Yeah, the Aroma Lilith Rosalina. The new Aroma stuff that you can combine with the plant stuff with with Rika, which will definitely be quite strong. This will also come Enigmaster Packbit, a very nice synchro monster. The Red Retro boss monsters, the Goblin Biker boss monsters, Magic Spectre, new stuff, new Aroma stuff. The Reef Princess was in here, but we have her for a long time now. There is also stuff for Jubel here. And then we have more Red Raptor stuff, more Goblin Biker stuff. And then cards like the Dramatic Snake Eyes Chase that we already have. Here are the Voiceless Voice cards, Prayers and Barrier, Wallets of the Imperial Tomb we already have. So you can see that we are definitely already on this pack, but a lot of the core concepts are missing. The Black God Laughs, really cool trap card here. A lot of the really core cards are still missing, and obviously the Ashen stuff, which is the TCG exclusive archetype, not really impactful as all TCG exclusives are. So yeah, we have the Ashen stuff here, we have the Raid Raptor stuff, we have the Voiceless Voice stuff. We have the Aroma stuff, we have the Magic Spectre stuff, Goblin Biker. These are the big archetypes, and then Jubel from this pack that we will get in the future. As I already said, I would guess we get Voiceless Voice next, but as I also already said, I guess we will firstly finish all the other missing archetypes, honestly. But yeah, then the next pack there might be some space, so this might be filled with Voiceless Voice stuff. And then we have Legacy of Destruction, which if they totally flip out, we could also see us. I don't think this happens. I don't think this happens, but there's Vampire Dragon stuff in here. We could also see the Vampire Dragons next. I don't think this will happen, honestly, but we will see. There's a bit of random stuff in here, nothing too important. And then we have the new Ancient Gear stuff, also not really impactful in the meta game. We have the new support for Melodious, which is very strong, giving you the ability to make a very early Appaloosa. This is also an engine that has been splashed into a lot of other decks. The new Snake as Diabelza that I've talked about in the video a few days ago, the new Diabelza, the Diabelze, basically, which is not as good as Diabelza, is being played in Illusion because you can summon her with Tao, Master Tao, the guy we have looked at in Age of Overlord that can special summon an Illusion monster. You can special summon her, and if she's special summoned, you first have to set spells and traps before you can activate them, meaning that you cannot activate quick play spells, because quick play spells, when you set them, you can't activate. Then we have Ragnar Raika, the new insect archetype that you can also combine with the planned Rika deck here. So a lot of Rika support coming to us in the future for the planned deck here, Ragnar Raika. And then we have the Vampire Dragon stuff, and I don't know. Let's see when we get the Vampire Dragons, but Vampire Dragons coming to Master Duel will definitely shake up the game quite a bit, because this is a very strong going second deck that can put out up until 36,000 damage. This can kill under Shifter and can even kill under Pot of Prosperity. This is a crazy deck, very simple to play, very brain dead, you could say. Very fun if you can do the entire combo, because the boss monsters look really cool, and I can't wait to see the animation for the big boss monster. We have Gruesome Graves Kurma, a new support card for Jubel, and I think if we get Jubel, then we also get this new support card for it. Very important one. New little support cards for Centurion and Gold Pride. We have the Zealotris Valmonica, we already have this card. And then the Light Sworn stuff, which also will be very funny. I guess a lot of people will combine the Light Sworn stuff with the T-Element stuff. And cards like the Nightmare Apprentice, an Illusion Diabelsta, if you want to call it like that. You can special summon this card from hand by discarding one card, and then you can also add one Illusion monster from your deck to your hand. This gives you access to, for example, your Diabelza of the original Sin. Yeah, Fishborg, Saphira, new Voiceless Voice support. Once again, I think if we get Voiceless Voice, we get the entire wave here. So together with this new Saphira, which you don't use, but the new spell card, which you will use, new Bacha and new Melodious boss monsters. This one being able to bounce back a number of cards on the field and Melodious monsters on your field. You banish your own Melodious monsters and you bounce back cards, and your Melodious monsters come back at the end of the turn. We have Memento stuff, but we already have this Memento as support wave. Enlightenment Dragon, obviously, for the Light Sworn stuff. And then we have the two boss monsters for Vampire Dragon, Sangapai Biden Dragon and Sangapai Transcendent Dragon. This one will get the animation probably. Very cool. The new boss monster for Centurion. And once again, if we get Centurion, I think we will get the whole support wave. Goblin Biker, new card here. Unfortunately, wasn't really able to support the archetype to make it successful. This one will be very interesting and is also very important for Jubel, because it's Varudras, the final bringer of the end times. times the, as they call it, new Baron de Fleur, because Baron de Fleur is forbidden in the TCG. When your opponent activates a card or effect, a quick effect, you can detach one material from this card, negate the activation, then you can detach one additional material from this card, and then destroy one card on the field. At the start of a damage step, if this card attacks while it has material, you can destroy one card on the field, and if this XYZ command card is destroyed, you can destroy one card on the field. So this is a Omni Negate that can also destroy cards on the field, obviously, and you can make this with 2 U-Bills because it needs 2 level 10 monsters. So it's not really a new Baron because not a lot of decks can make it, but U-Bill will be able to make it, and this is a very strong part. Why is it always doing this? This is a very strong part of their end board. The Ragnarok Link monsters, we have a Link 2, a Link 3, a Link 4, and Link 5, which is very funny. You will not really use all of them if you integrate them into plans. Shiny Sarcophagus, yeah, this is anime style cards, I guess. Melodios, Concerto, the new fusion card, Ragnarok Bloom, the Sangen Summoning, and the Sangen Kaimende. Cards for Temper Dragon, Nightmare Throne, very important card for Yubel. If we don't get Nightmare Throne together with the Yubel support, then Yubel will not be that impactful. Unfortunately, we need the support from Legacy of Destruction to make Yubel really strong. The new Voiceless Voice support card, Blessing of the Voiceless Voice, very strong. Mementorian Fusion was in here, interesting, okay, but we have it already. More Centurion stuff, then the complete Valmonica stuff that we already have. And yeah, then there are a little additional ones here, new simple spoils, traps and spells that you won't ever use, so it doesn't really matter here. But yeah, these are the most important archetypes that will come here. The Ragnarok stuff, the Ancient Gear stuff, even though not very impactful. Temper Dragon, definitely the most impactful archetype from this entire pack, if you ask me. This will definitely shake up the game a lot. Then you have new supports for cards and the Melodious stuff. New support for cards and archetypes that have come out in the set before here. But if I had to guess what we will get next, as I already said, just to basically conclude this video, if I had to guess, we will probably get the Star Slayer and the 1 or 2 remaining cards from Age of Overlord. We will get then Centurion, and maybe they will also fit the Flame Swordsman stuff in here. And then we might see another archetype from Phantom Nightmare, like a Voiceless Voice, or maybe Yubel, even though I don't think Yubel. I think if we see one from Phantom Nightmare, it is Voiceless Voice, honestly, but they could totally lose their mind and just give us Temper Dragon from Legacy of Destruction and yeah, call it a day. So we will see how this will end up, but yeah, we are definitely closer to the TCG release cycle than we were before. I think this is quite nice, but let me know in the comments what you think. What do you think we will get in the next pack? What are you excited for from all of these archetypes that we have taken a look at today? Thanks for being here. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up and the notification bell, and we will see each other in the next one.